Hi all, welcome to this video. In this video, we will be covering overview of the services that let's say belong to networking category, compute, authentication or storage. So we have different categories and we will be covering some of the services that are commonly used under these. So if we just see that there are databases like RDS or NoSQL database like DynamoDB, and then we have VPC for creating the network, and then we have EC2. So I'll be covering these services. I'll touch upon these and so that it gives you an idea what it is. So let's start this. So the first is VPC, that is virtual private cloud, and it helps in creating logically isolated virtual network. So here you can create your virtual network and you can then host your resources inside that. You can create subnet routing, all these things inside the VPC. Next is EC2, that is somewhat similar to servers or virtual machines. This is a compute. You can create EC2 instances based on your requirement, like you can create depending on memory, CPU's requirement, you can create EC2. This is an on-demand service. So you can create instances inside the subnet and you can use it. EBS, this is a block storage service. You can create and attach these EBS volume to the instances for a persistent storage, and the data will remain once the EC2 is terminated or stopped. You can have that data and use it to other instances as well. Next is EFS. This is a elastic file system. You can create EFS and you can share among EC2s or on-premises server. So you can attach the EFS to multiple EC2 or on-premises. It is a serverless offering and it can automatically grow and shrink based on the files you add or remove. RDS, so this is a relational database offering. Here you can have different RDS engines like MySQL, Postgres, Oracle, SQL Server. So depending upon your requirement, you can create a database and you can store data inside it. Suppose you want your application not to be impacted in case of any performance issue or load, then autoscaling. With autoscaling, you can automatically create more instances when required. So here you need to define the max capacity, desired capacity, and minimum capacity. So that is what autoscaling is. Cloudwatch, this is a monitoring and logging solution from AWS. So it here you can create metric alarms, logs, events, all these things can be done in Cloudwatch. Network load balancer, this works as a layer 4 of OSI model. It is capable of forwarding TCP, UDP, and TLS traffic to EC2 instances, IPs, or even application load balancer. Application load balancer, this works at layer 7 of the OSI model, and it is capable of forwarding HTTP and HTTP traffic, and it can forward traffic to EC2, IP address, Lambda functions, and it can do content-based routing as well. .53, it mainly performs three main functions, that is domain registration, DNS routing, and health checking, and it helps in routing end user requests to the internet application. So that is what Route 53 is. S3, and this is our object storage service, and it can store any amount of data. It is highly scalable and it performs good security and performance as well. So this is one of the foundational service, and just to make sure that while creating bucket, names are unique globally. So if that name is already taken by some bucket, then you cannot create another bucket with same name. So that is S3. Lambda, if you are planning to run some code, maybe for maximum for 15 minutes, then Lambda you can do. And without provisioning any EC2 instances, you can bring your code that can be in any of these languages, and you can run code without doing any provisioning. IAM, this is identity and access management. This is to control access to the resources. Here you can create user role policies, and it is capable of setting fine-grained permissions. Secrets manager, this is mainly to store secrets like passwords or database credentials, API keys, etc. And if you have a set up a Lambda function that can automatically rotate the secrets as well. Certificates manager helps you in provisioning and managing SSL and certificates. It also helps in managing the renewal of your Amazon issued certificates, and you can use these certificates on load balancer or CloudFront. CloudFormation, this is infrastructure as a code service. Here you can write CloudFormation templates in JSON or YAMLs, and you can spin up your infrastructure with just few clicks, and you can store these templates in S3 bucket. Elastic Beanstalk. So if somebody wants to host their application and but do not want to create EC2 instances, then Elastic Beanstalk is the solution. You just upload your web application and can focus on writing code without worrying about EC2 instances, load balancers, or auto scaling. And behind the scene, Elastic Beanstalk uses a CloudFormation template for creating the resources. API Gateway helps you in creating RESTful APIs and WebSocket API. So you can create APIs and publish them, and behind the scene, the response or the endpoints can be from Lambda, EC2, or DynamoDB. You can return response from some of these resources. This is a NoSQL database. Earlier we have seen relational database. This is a NoSQL database. It works stores data as key value or document database, and it's a serverless service, and you have to pay for what you use. KMS key management service. Here you can create your encryption keys, and you can protect and encrypt your data at rest using those keys. Redshift. This is the data warehouse offering. It uses SQL to analyze structured and semi-structured data, and it is for online analytical processing workload. Cloudtrial manage your API activities and user activities across account, and it helps in governance and compliance. So any activity that is being done in our account is recorded in Cloudtrail. Config is mainly for managing the configuration of your resources if there is any change to resource, and it helps in auditing and evaluate configuration of resource. You can create configuration rules, and if any resource is not uh, following that rule, then that can be a come as a compliance thing. So you can see how many resources are compliant. SNS is a simple notification service. It works on PubSub protocol. So it is capable of application to application messaging or application to consumer as well. And it works on public push notification. SQL simple queue service. Here you can send, store, and receive messages between software component, and customers can pull the messages from SQL queue, and it is mainly for decoupling the applications. Cost Explorer helps you in forecasting the future cost. Here you can visualize and understand, manage your AWS cost over time, and can forecast based on that. Billing and cost management. Here you can check your monthly AWS charges, set up your billing, retrieve pay invoices. You can also create and manage your purchase order. So here you can see how many resources or what cost each resource contributes. So this is the billing dashboard. So that's all for this video, and I just wanted to quickly summarize all the services. Thanks for watching this video. If you like the content, then please do like this video and subscribe to the channel.